Coming from the United States, we are very often told that socialism is so bad, whether it's from a politician or some celebrity in pop culture or even fellow ordinary Americans. Socialism is a bad word. But what if I told you that after living in China for an entire year, that my perspective on socialism has shifted completely, and it is actually very good when done correctly? I'm here to tell you that in Western media, China is often referred to as a CCP. In the actual reality, China is a socialist country with a blend of capitalism, and I want to tell you how socialism has benefited me and my family here in China. I left the United States when I was 28 years old. I'll very most likely go back eventually, but I want to tell you that most Americans are not well-traveled. They're not very open-minded. Most Americans, if they travel abroad, just go to Canada, just go to the Bahamas, okay? Mexico. Very few of them actually travel the world. And I've had the amazing privileged opportunity to live in Korea and now in China for an entire year. And I want to tell you that socialism is not what you've been led to believe. For example, my wife got sick one time. My wife was pregnant not that long ago. And if you get sick in the United States, you have a lot of insurance nightmares, hidden fees. But in China, all you need to do is walk into a people's hospital, pay a few dollars, and you're good to go. And if you have to go back the next week, you pay a few dollars again, you're good to go. The reality is that when it comes to capitalism and socialism, both work when they're done well. But like anything, when it's abused, they become bad. So let me give you 5 reasons to why capitalism becomes bad when it is done incorrectly. One reason to why capitalism doesn't work is because of all these wars around the world. With the war between Russia and Ukraine, Western governments like my government, Europe, the United Kingdom, and NATO are getting involved. This is resulting in more people dying. Now, why are the Western governments getting involved? Do they really care about Ukraine? If they really cared about Ukraine, they'd push for peace, but no. They keep sending weapons to Ukraine. They keep sending all these weapons and money laundering. So they are pretty much doing this for profit. They don't care about all these people on both sides dying. In fact, in Ukraine, the Ukrainian government is randomly kidnapping Ukrainian men, Ukrainian civilians, to force them to fight in the war. Why is Zelensky doing this? Why? Because of money. So very often we got all these wars around the world, and that is just one example. With all this being done for the sake of profit. Another reason why capitalism becomes corrupt is because of human trafficking and child labor. Do I need to really explain to you why human trafficking is evil? It is rampant in many parts around the world. And also child labor. You've got children in Congo mining for cobalt for our smartphones and all our fancy gadgets. And they're doing this, and it's really terrible. Why? Because people want to make money. Another reason why capitalism can become corrupt is because of overworked employees around the world. People work a lot, and they get burnt out, especially in factories. They work unsafe jobs, and very often in these kind of jobs, or even when people get burnt out and get depressed, the job doesn't provide enough support for them, and they don't care because these workers, whether it's in a factory or anywhere else, is just a moneymaker for the company. So that's when it also becomes corrupt. Another reason to why capitalism also becomes bad is education pressure in Asia. In Asia, a lot of children are constantly having all this pressure to study, to be in school all day, and they come home from school very late at night, like between 9 and 10 p.m. Why? It's wrong, but money. This studying is a business in Asia, and kids get burnt out and they're robbed of their childhoods and having a normal life for all this pressure on them. Socialism, also when done wrong, also becomes corrupt. I mean, look what's happening in North Korea. This is extreme socialism, where you break one rule, you get executed and tortured. So that's extreme socialism. You can go on any YouTube channel and find reasons to why North Korea is terrible, but it is bad. This is an extreme form of socialism right here. Because of these things, I want to explain 5 reasons to why socialism is really good when done correctly. The first reason is because of affordable medical and dental care. Whether you are rich, whether you're in the middle, or whether you're poor, everyone in China has access to high quality and affordable medical care. Okay? But in my country, You need to have lots of money. You need to essentially be wealthy to live in the West. In a capitalist country, in a Western country, you need to have money. But here, you don't have to have money to have access to affordable medical care. Everyone in China is the same. Doesn't matter what your economic status is. Everyone gets the same opportunity to get care, to take care of their bodies, take care of their teeth. And that's what I like about it. My wife and I have gone to the hospital many times, especially when she was pregnant. And we benefited greatly from this because if I was in the United States right now with the money I make right now, I would need her to work, she would have to work, and we'd be struggling most likely. So I'm grateful to be here at this season of my life. And this concept of affordable medical care is good. Another reason to why socialism works is because housing is treated as a necessity. Okay? Like I said about medical care, whether you're rich, whether you're poor, or whether you're in the middle, everyone also has access to living somewhere. Okay? I have seen no homeless people in China. Okay? In the United States, the private sector, all these private companies have all the right to jack the prices up, which leaves many people on the street. But here in China, the government does not allow people to be homeless, and everyone can afford the place to live. Rent is very affordable. Whether you live in Shanghai and you want to pay a lot, or whether you live in a city that's a little smaller, everyone has the opportunity to have a place to stay. Another reason why socialism works is because violent crime is severely punished. Extremely strict laws against violent crime allow a very secure population. A big problem in the United States is that violent crime is often given a slap on the wrist. People can be career criminals and they'll do it again. They get bail, maybe spend several years in jail. They get out, they do it again. Here in China, if you dare do something like that, the consequences are very severe. And what I like about socialism, the mindset that we're all in this together, the strict laws allow a very secure environment, and violent crime is almost non-existent here. Reason number 4 as to why socialism works is because of efficient infrastructure. When the government is in charge of infrastructure, you get things that are built in a very timely manner, it doesn't take forever, and everything is very efficient, safe, and it looks very good. In the United States, a lot of private sector companies are in charge of infrastructure, and you got a lot of things that break down. Projects take forever. In Orlando, they've been working on the interstate for, I swear, since high school, and it's not gotten done. They're still working on it. But when the government's involved, that doesn't happen. It gets done fast, it gets done efficiently, and you've got very futuristic looking technology. You've got amazing skylines. You just need to visit China and see how the infrastructure is really good. And the United States can do a lot better when it comes to infrastructure. So I just think when the government is involved, infrastructure is much more efficient. The 5th and final reason as to why socialism works is because disaster response is centralized. When disaster strikes, especially natural disasters, when the response is centralized, there are no delays and things get done very quickly and the relief is actually helpful. But when it is done by the private sector, bad things happen. So as we know, several months ago, the LA fires ripped through LA, Los Angeles, and when you looked at the images and videos, they actually looked very apocalyptic. It was very terrible. Right before the fires happened, State Farm dropped coverage. I don't know if it was, other insurance agencies, but State Farm just left. And what happened was, after the fires happened, the very people that paid State Farm to take care of them when these things happened didn't get the help. And many people's lives were ruined, they lost everything, and even people died. And just very terrible when businesses, especially when they're getting paid to do something, they don't do it. But when it's centralized, you don't have to worry about corruption like that. When the centralized government's in power, they will not leave their people to suffer when natural disaster strikes. At this point, I had to ask myself, if socialism is so evil, then why has my life benefited in so many ways because of it? And not just my life, but the lives of so many other people. It is not about China being perfect. There is no perfect place. There is no perfect system. But this is just to show that all the lies that were told about socialism are from the very same people who benefit and profit off of capitalism's failures. I want to hear from you. What is something about socialism or China that surprises you the most? Drop a comment below. I read all of the comments. If this video made you think differently, then hit that like button so more people can see this video, and subscribe so you can hear and we can have more honest conversations about what life is really like outside of the United States. Until the next video, keep questioning everything. Thank you for watching.